not a huge romance girly, even though I am part of a romance book club. I usually just use romance as like a break from the fantasy and the sci-fi. So I'm gonna kind of talk to you about some of my favorite romance books from this last year. And these were either I read them with my book club, on Fable, by the way, or I read them just in between because I needed a break from the stress of all the of all the fantasy books. So I'm going to start with my Ali Hazelwood books because I am a huge Ali Hazelwood fan, and if you don't like that, I'm so sorry, but I really like her books. First, I'm going to start with The Love Hypothesis. If you've never read this, this is a Raylo fanfic. If you don't know what that is, I'm so sorry that I'm a nerd and I do know what that is. But this is absolutely adorable. I thought it was super cute. I love the drama that she puts in it. Most of the MMCs in Allie's books are kind of similar, which I really don't mind because that's probably the reason I like them in the first place. But the banter is so witty, and I find so much humor in everything that goes on in it. It's like so awkward, and I get secondhand embarrassment from awkwardness in books and movies and shows. So I absolutely enjoyed this book. Next, I have Love on the Brain. It took me a while to read this, and I was actually really hoping I would randomly find it at like a secondhand bookstore, and I did. And so I got it, and I read it in maybe a couple of days, and I loved it. It was hilarious. A lot of these books are very like, oh, there's a meet cute, and you realize it sometimes right away, and then other times there's like a flashback, and you're like, oh my gosh, that was their meet cute, which you didn't realize. So this one was about the same as the other one. Just amazing. Next, I have If It Makes You Happy. Okay. As a millennial, which you might get annoyed with me saying, If It Makes You Happy is like a 90s kid's dream because all of this just makes you feel so nostalgic. It's just honestly, I loved it, every moment of it. Now, I will warn you, this is like the slowest of burns. My book club joked about this actually, how like, oh my gosh, it's such a slow burn, but all the parts in between are great. And yes, it is a slow burn for sure. But all the little things that made me think about being a 90s kid were in here. Now, it does get a little bit spicy, but I just love this book so much. Next, I have The Dead Romantics. I actually just finished this in December. This is by Ashley Poston, which I have realized I absolutely love her books. She balances a little bit of sadness with whimsy, and I just love how she writes, and I love the characters so much and their relationships. If you like a little bit of magic in your romances, but you don't really want to go full blown fantasy, these are like the perfect books to read. And this one was a little bit sad. I think I teared up some, but I just loved it. The next one is also an Ashley Poston book, and it is The 7 Year Slip. I gave this book 5 stars because I loved every moment of this. I told my husband to read it. He's currently reading it. And I didn't know what to expect. This was the first book I've read by her, and I just enjoyed it so much. I would highly recommend this to anybody who's wanting to read that kind of romance that I described for her last book. If you've never read anything by her, definitely do. Okay, and I saved this one for last. And I'm going to show you what the cover should look like first. So this is what the cover should look like. It's called Lessons in Faking. And this is what I got because I got an ARC read of it, and I got a box and everything from the publisher. And I believe it's called Lux. I absolutely love this. I got it as an ARC read, like an ebook. And then when I messaged the publisher, they sent me a box because I was talking about the book so much. But I just loved it. It's a college romance. It's a rivals to lovers. The main character is a little obnoxious. I will admit, I think she was a little bit too much like me for me to be like, oh my gosh, I love her. I think I was like, why are you doing this? You are just like sabotaging yourself. The MMC is so lovable, and I feel like this book was not hard to read at all. I just absolutely enjoyed it so much. And if you get the chance to read Lessons in Faking, you definitely should, especially if you're looking for a good college romance, and you like a sports romance because it does have soccer. And she has a twin brother, which is also hilarious with how that whole thing works out with twins, but he's not in it as much as you would think. It's also kind of a cozy read because I feel like it just is very reminiscent of winter. I don't know why, I can't remember right now, but I want to say it's because like there's a lot of moments where they're kind of like it's just like a very cozy moment. So if you would like any other recommendations of contemporary romances, I would happily give you some. I have a few others, but these are just the ones that really stood out to me and I still think about.